Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
I'm here for Peter.
Hey kids, welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Spider Cast. In the midst of cannon fodder summer. I am Phil, joining me, as always, that unstoppable killing machine it is. That's right, because we're back for more Juggernaut. This time, yes, the effing Juggernaut. This time from Amazing Spider-Man 229 and 230. And if you want the uncensored version, yes, it's eternally up on our Patreon. So, yes, this one will have to be a somewhat censored version. Alright, so... should we start with the big news, or save that for when we talk some new stuff?
Let's save it for the new section.
Okay. Alright, then let's jump into these. Alright, so yeah, like we said, week 2 of the Juggernaut. So this one's a two-parter. We'll start with Amazing Spider-Man number 229 from June 1982. Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut. Writer Roger Stern, penciler John Romita Jr., inker Jim Mooney, colorist Glennis Ween, letterer Joe Rosen, and editor Tom DeFalco. Stay tuned for our DeFalco interview, kids.
I was going to say, speaking of which.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Gonna be plenty of questions for that, man. All right. Madam Web sees visions that she will be attacked by a large figure, which just happens to be the Juggernaut. Yeah, no, that's no slide whistle.
I don't know. It's like that circus music. Because he's a clown. Let's be honest.
I guess. I mean,
for him to be unstoppable, it's like it's a catch-22.
Well, again, he's Professor X's stepbrother. Come on.
At least it's legal on Pornhub.
Whoa!
Oh my God! People in fireworks, knock it off! It's 2024. Sorry if you're a fireworks aficionado.
So what were you saying about Pornhub?
They're stepbrothers.
Oh.
Gotta give him that hook to it. Somebody gave it to him. He is in a wheelchair.
Oh, jeez. She contacts Spider-Man and asks him to defend her against the unstoppable Juggernaut. Black Tom Cassidy wants Madam Web to join him and Juggernaut in order to be able to predict the X-Men's movements, giving them the ability to defeat them in future battles. In the mood for real action, maybe, Juggernaut leaves Cassidy's yacht and crosses under the harbor waters until he reaches...
Oh, no, not they were yachting together. Uh-oh.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
Get on that thing.
All right. So yeah, he goes under the harbor until he reaches Battery Park. He gets to the surface there and makes his way straight to Madam Web's apartment. In the meantime, Madam Web once again calls Peter Parker in his apartment and asks him for help. However, since she does not know any details, he heads for work at the Daily Bugle. There he talks with Glory Grant, and together...
Peter Parker is ageist. There, I said it.
Oh, I know. It's like he doesn't know what to do. Well, you know where he's going.
Like, I gotta get my paycheck first, man. Since you ain't giving me the lottery numbers, ma'am, I do have to go to work.
It's Friday. I gotta cash my paycheck. So, there he talks with Glory Grant. Together, they meet a returning Betty Brant.
You know, I feel like Glory Grant was Betty's replacement, low-key, because, like, it's just a little too similar.
Well, yeah, she has her old job as Jameson's secretary, yeah.
Exactly. It's like, so why bring Betty back unless she's secretly in on it the whole time?
Talk about unstoppable evil.
Capitalism? You're welcome, Noel.
Oh, no, I meant Betty Brant.
Gotta give him that hook to it. it go.
The greatest mind control device of all.
Let it go, please. That goes for everybody else. Let it go. You're looking like boomers now. Let it go.
You're not equipped. You don't understand. Then Madam Web phones him once more and warns Peter that Juggernaut is arriving at Battery Park. Peter runs over there and tries to stop Juggernaut, but he is unsuccessful. Right afterwards, he tells her to try to reach the Avengers of the Fantastic Four, but both teams are not at home. Of course.
Everybody hates the spider people. I'm just saying. Until they need them, they hate the spider people.
No, they were actually off planet. They actually gave actual issues, so
they were on vacation. We all know the truth.
Madam Web tells him Juggernaut's powers related to the Sidorak Ruby, so Spidey goes to Doctor Strange's mansion. Unfortunately, Wong tells him his master is also out. Probably trying to get some co-eds.
That's at Nightwing PDP.
Oh, come on. So Spider-Man is left with only the police to try and stop Juggernaut. All of them fall as Juggernaut arrives at Madam Web's apartment and takes her out of her chair.
Have you ever stopped to think, why would somebody become a police officer or even a firefighter in the Marvel's universe? It's like, bro, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be outmatched.
Yeah, and then you get stuck with some of those, dangerous duties. They're like, oh yeah, this unit that's trying to stop the Juggernaut. Oh yes, they've encountered the Hulk before. It's like, oh, okay.
They're like, oh god, why?
I just escaped with my life last time. Yeah, I thought they would.
I'd be a loan shark in the Marvel universe. All the henchmen gotta make. I'm like, aren't you tired of robbing banks? Don't you want to be robbed instead with 57% interest?
I was gonna say, forget that. Again, it's either you either want to be either want to sell insurance in the Marvel
Windows
insurance or glassmaker.
Have insurance in the Marvel universe at this point. I'm pretty sure DC doesn't have insurance.
Maybe.
Because you got to remember, because in my head canon, because when I was thinking about all the retools they did to Powerless, because Phil chickened out on the Powerless rewatch, it was originally an insurance company. That was the premise, and then they tweaked it to be Gadget of the Week. So in my mind, DC does not have insurance. The DC universe does not offer insurance.
But yeah, be a glassmaker in the Marvel universe.
Oh yeah.
Or any kind of.
At that point, though, don't the beaches run out of sand in the Marvel?
True, unless we're making.
They got synthetic sand, I guess.
Maybe.
Fantastic made synthetic sand, and instead of the pimple popping cream, it's synthetic sand.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we're not even getting into Spider-Man trying to stop him, web him the buildings and stuff, and nothing's stopping the Juggernaut, of course.
An unstoppable object meets an immovable force. What happens?
But yeah, the police try to stop him. All of them fall as Juggernaut arrives at Madam Web's apartment and takes her out of her chair. This makes
so rude. You're picking on, an elderly lady, yes, and a lady that has a physical ailment. How bad can you be, Juggernaut?
Well, yeah, it's her life support, because this makes her nearly die, and Spidey tells this to Juggernaut. Kane decides to leave Madam Web on the floor and quits.
Ain't nobody told me nothing.
But yeah, it says Spider-Man revives Madam Web, but yes, he gave her CPR, and an ambulance brings her to the hospital.
So he broke her ribs. He broke an old lady's ribs, because that's what happens when you get life support.
Well, at that point, maybe Juggernaut had already done that.
She's like, this is not how I wanted to get my back broke, to be honest.
Oh, damn. Having decided to not allow Juggernaut to escape after having almost killed Madam Web, he sets off to catch him. And that's the end of the first one.
Because you really care about Madam Web, Pete. Okay.
Well, maybe he's mad.
Yeah, he did just break up a black cat a couple issues ago, so he's got some pent-up aggression.
Frustrated, yes.
What was that, 227, right?
Yes. Which we covered.
Scroll down. Probably way down at this point.
No, that was May.
You know how many episodes we put out?
That was May. This is July. It's 2 months ago, love.
It's a lot of episodes ago.
She time drags on endlessly without certain creature comforts.
Exactly.
As you don't hear a can cracking in the background there.
Not even on Monster. Not even a sugar-free Red Bull.
Oh yeah, and then they were kind of mentioning with that scene with Betty real quick about the whole, it's like, oh, I was having trouble with my marriage, so I tried, well, did she sleep with Peter, or she tried to at least?
She tried to. And my head canon is And that's what set her over the edge. She's been on a revenge mission ever since.
I think one of those that back then, like, she did stay the night. So again, I think that's always one of the debated things in the fandom is, like, you know,
it's like well, you have to go by the horny Spider-Man gauge. Like, you have to think about like how much pent up frustration was there, and then you can kind of accurately predict what may or may not have happened.
Oh, come here, baby! I didn't punch the Electro in the face enough this week.
I mean, can you ever actually punch Electro in the face enough? If we're being honest. I didn't knock the fishbowl off Mysterio's head hard. I swear, I'm gonna make a Mysterio cosplay. It's gonna be an actual fishbowl.
Oh my god! And you just pump certain smoke into it. Oh my lord!
Exactly. Gotta vape.
Oh my. But yes, again, the Avengers and Fantastic Four weren't available. The Avengers were in space with Moondragon, Avengers 219, and the Fantastic Four.
They were on vacation. Let's be honest.
And the Fantastic Four were in Wakanda, and Fantastic Four 241.
Being colonizers, yeah.
Oh damn. Well, it was a burn issue, so.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go, kids. Yes, Wong states Doctor Strange is away. At the time of this story, he and the Defenders were on Earth 712 battling the Squadron Supreme and Null the Living Darkness as depicted in Defenders 112 through 116. Scroll down to Marvel Tales. Oh, yeah, and then Wong said something about, Juggernaut having connections with the X-Men, which Wong would know.
So tangentially.
Yeah, but because he knows, because in X-Men 32 and 33, Doctor Strange assisted the mutants against the Juggernaut.
Yawn. It ain't clear, I don't care.
Oh my. Let it go, Lilith.
Never!
Oh yeah, and then Madam Web said, yes, the X-Men are also not available. Yeah, the X-Men were in the Shi'ar Galaxy in X-Men 156 and 157.
Getting that space pirate booty.
Yep. Is that around the time Xavier was getting a new body?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
In your booty. The double entendre.
What?
Nothing.
All right. Anything else on this one, or should we get to the next one? Again, a lot of this is just Smash and Spider-Man tries to electrocute the Juggernaut. Nothing.
Yeah, we can get to 2:30.
You think there's any Freudian thing here where Spider-Man's giving mouth-to-mouth to an old woman that looks like Aunt May?
Maybe that's why he decided to get really upset about it. Like, it dawned on him.
Maybe. So I think
why'd you say that name? That's the vibes it's giving. I'm sorry.
And I mean, is it the second issue where he says, "Oh, he heard a friend of mine"? I'm like, you met her twice. How is that your friend?
Again, very generous with the term.
I know, and he's just, I'm just like, okay. And both times you were like, "Oh, that's creepy. She knows who I am."
Just let her die if she knows who you are. I'm just saying, nobody can know your secret, bro. Too many people know your secret.
Yeah. All right.
They all can't be Oliver from CW. I guess.
Would we want them to be?
Some people could benefit from it if we're being honest.
Well, yeah. All right. Amazing Spider-Man number 230 from July 1982. To fight the unbeatable foe. Okay, Don Quixote. All right. Right. Same team. While attempting to stop the Juggernaut from kidnapping Madam Web, Spider-Man failed to stop the elderly clairvoyant from needing hospitalization following the encounter. Because of this failure, the Wallcrawler vows to stop the Juggernaut, remember great power, to stop the Juggernaut before he can escape. Following his foe is a simple enough task, given the Juggernaut has smashed his way through everything in his way. That sounds familiar.
Smash it!
Leaping to a nearby construction site. Leaping to a nearby construction site, Spider-Man uses his webbing to slingshot a girder at the Juggernaut. However, his foe catches it and crushes it before it can strike. The Juggernaut then runs into the construction site and collapses the building that Spider-Man is standing on. The Wallcrawler jumps to safety and attempts to strike the Juggernaut with a wrecking ball. Gave
him the old Miley Cyrus.
Yes, yeah.
Couple of balls down the gob.
Yeah, give him the old wrecking ball. Yeah, we came in like a wrecking ball. Wait, where's the...
Not in the face!
But yeah, it comes on with the wrecking ball. Like the other attacks, Juggernaut easily swats this away. The wrecking ball strikes another building slated for demolition, causing it to collapse. Spider-Man just barely manages to duck in some massive piping to avoid getting buried under tons of debris. When Spider-Man finally digs himself free, he is told by the construction workers that the Juggernaut shrugged off the building collapse and simply walked away.
What'd you expect him to do?
Isn't
that literally all the Juggernaut does every single time? That's why I don't get the fascination with this character.
Again, I think it's just, it's like, how do you beat the guy? He's unstoppable. It's like you can't overpower him.
Magic man.
You have to try to think. You have to try to outthink him somehow because you can't like overpower him.
Which should be Peter's strong suit, technically.
Well, yeah.
But again, he doesn't have a brain right now, so.
Meanwhile, at the Daily Bugle, Joe Robertson and his co-workers listen to police reports about the Juggernaut's rampage through the city. Joe tells the other reporters to stand by for rewrites as he is taking the situation to publisher J. Jonah Jameson. Elsewhere in his office, Betty Brant settles into her new job as Joe Robertson's new secretary. She is brought coffee by Glory Grant and the two secretaries.
Now that's a girl boss move right there.
And the two secretaries talk about the differences between working with Robertson and Jameson.
Bannon.
Suddenly, Lance Bannon comes bursting into the office with his girlfriend Amy Powell in tow. She is upset with him and threatens to leave him. Lance reminds her that they are in an open relationship and tells her she can go if she wants.
Who the hell is desperate enough to be in an open relationship with Lance Bannon? Girl, stand up!
Maybe she's trying to give him a hint. I don't know. Amy storms off but vows to herself that she will get even with Lance. That's when Jonah and Joe emerge from the office. Spotting Lance, Jonah tells him to get to the Hudson in order to take photos of the Juggernaut. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe she thought it was I don't know. The name Lance meant something, but meanwhile, it's probably like an ironic nickname when you call like a
Lance Bass. Can you confirm?
Oh,
I do love his podcast though. He's got who was it? It was AJ and Brian Austin Green on his new episode. I was just like, it's so 90s, it hurts. I love it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think it's called Frosted Tips, if I remember right, so it's extra hilarious.
Oh, my.
If you know, you know.
At that moment, from his yacht, Black Tom is keeping a lookout for the Juggernaut. When he sees his partner approaching, he is upset to see the Juggernaut has failed to capture Madam Web. Spider-Man has finally caught up with the Juggernaut, but discovers that his web shooters are empty.
Ha
Stopping it.
I don't think his wrist was ready for that.
Well, I think it might have been.
I wonder if my wrist is ready for that. He stops at Roxxon.
He stops atop a Roxxon fuel truck. He also finds that all the cartridges on his belt are empty as well. When the driver threatens Spider-Man with a tire iron, the wall crawler easily disarms the man and twists the tire iron like a pretzel, scaring the man away. The wall crawler then commandeers the fuel truck and sends it on a collision course with the Juggernaut. His unstoppable foe merely stands his ground and survives the massive explosion caused when the truck strikes him. The Juggernaut...
He just threw that guy's livelihood at the Juggernaut. Like, I just could not live in Marvel's New York. I'm sorry.
I know, and you're telling me that explosion didn't touch nothing else except the area where the Juggernaut's at? Okay. But yeah, his unstoppable foe merely stands his ground and survives the massive explosion caused when the truck strikes him. The Juggernaut, furious that Spider-Man has been annoying him this entire time, extinguishes the flames surrounding him and goes after the wall crawler. Spider-Man then jumps onto the Juggernaut's back and uses his arms to cover the eye holes in his helmet.
So ridiculous.
I know.
This is as cartoony as it gets right here.
This massive explosion didn't stop you, but I'm going to throw my hands over your eyes. The Juggernaut furiously pounds on the web slinger, but he still holds on tight. Enduring the pain of the Juggernaut's blows, Spider-Man tricks him into wandering out into the wet concrete of a new building foundation. As Spider-Man had planned, sure. The Juggernaut begins sinking into the concrete. Leaping to safety, Spider-Man watches as his foe goes under and hopes that this will be enough to keep him at bay. Much to his surprise, Spider-Man discovers that his camera was running the entire time and hopes he got some good shots of his battle with the Juggernaut.
That's why all that shit's always blurry.
Oh, yeah, he's shooting through his shirt, yeah. Peter rushes to the Daily Bugle with the developed shots, and although the photos are grainy, because again they were taken through his shirt, Joe Robertson buys them as nobody was able to get photos of the Juggernaut's battle with Spider-Man. Yeah, because Lance was trying to F the secretarial pole. That's why, the typing pole. Come on.
Ugh, God, that has to be embarrassing. It's like, this is the best photographer.
I mean, again, it's grainy or nothing, so I guess. Or maybe there was another photographer or two there, but they kind of got, I don't know, vaporized.
Oh, touche.
Yeah, Joe Robertson buys them.
Well, he did a good thing though. His good deed did get him somewhere though, at least.
Oh yeah. Peter then rushes to the hospital to check on Madam Webb and discovers that the temporary removal of her life support system caused her to lose her memory, and she no longer remembers who Peter Parker is. Once again.
But they leave it kind of dangling. They go, it might take a couple months to see if the damage is permanent or not. So they weren't sure if they wanted to actually go full stop with that, I think.
I know, meanwhile, we just she shows up real quick once or twice, but after that, it's like, we don't see her for years after that.
She's not an interesting character, I'm sorry.
I know. So,
not this version, anyway.
So the day is saved by another case of the Osborns.
Man, that stuff is super contagious in the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm. Talking to the doctors, they tell Peter that it will be months before they learn if the damage is permanent. Meanwhile, back on the Hudson, Black Tom watches the police surround the foundation where the Juggernaut went down. He gleefully waits for his partner to burrow his way out of the concrete. After some time, the Juggernaut still hasn't freed himself, leaving Black Tom to wonder if his friend has finally been stopped for good.
Concrete is not stopping the Juggernaut. Be so effing serious right now.
I know. Well, we'll get to that, I believe, next week.
Yeah.
And what was that thing where it's like, well, I thought he had it bolted before, but Spider-Man tries ripping that helmet off. He's like, I've welded it on. It's like, so you welded it to your shirt?
It's a magic shirt. Leave it alone, Phil.
So either that whole thing comes off in one piece, or you never wash your head.
Well, he is the Juggernaut. What does he care if he smells like a dumpster fire?
Oh, so when they say nothing can stop the Juggernaut, they mean his odor?
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
You smell him coming. Hey.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's serviceable enough for a Juggernaut story, but like I said, I'm not a fan because it's just like, how are we going to stop the Juggernaut? Just stop putting him in stories. That's how you stop the Juggernaut.
I know.
Shoot his ass off into space. What do I care?
I know, but every couple years, whatever writer tries to throw, a big overpowered menace at Spider-Man.
I'd rather it be the Hulk. If we're gonna have you know what I mean? Like, if it's between the Hulk and Juggernaut, just do the Hulk.
Yeah, but then is everyone just like, oh, you're throwing the Hulk at him every 6 months?
I'd rather that than freaking Juggernaut.
Oh my!
Just saying, uninteresting character to me, but this is serviceable. One of the better Juggernaut stories, I'll tell you that.
What, this one?
When the X-Men fight him, when the X-Men fight him, it's so stupid. It's like, come on.
Why?
It's like, come on, all the X-Men are OP as fuck. Like, let's just be honest. Like, more so than him. He literally has plot armor because of magic. It's like the whole thing when, the only thing that can beat Superman is magic. I hate that trope. I freaking hate it. Especially because magic in the Marvel Universe is kind of stupid.
Yeah. See? And who's the master of the mystic arts? See?
Exactly.
Oh, Lord. There's a sequel to this story. Begins in Amazing Spider-Man 627. Oh, Lord. During the brand new, I think that is still their brand new day, so.
Yeah, enough said about that. Oh, I know Ray was happy this week. Or Justin, rather.
Why?
Psylocke got that.
Oh, yeah. I was going to message him about that, but I think he likes that character too, but it's Quinen. It's not actual Betsy Braddock, so.
Oh, boo!
Yeah.
Why bother?
Because you now have both versions of them running around.
I kind of forgot that, actually.
Yeah, Betsy.
Anything to make a buck, Marvel. Anything to.
Yeah, Betsy Braddock's now actually Captain Britain, I believe.
Well, we all know how I feel about that. That man so specifically.
Well, we'll see what happens when all these new X books.
Yeah.
Come talk to us, Gail.
I will say that I am enjoying Blood Hunt more than I thought I would.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah, it hasn't been bad. I've been reading most of it. Yeah, it hasn't been bad.
So let's make our announcement about the party we're throwing.
Oh yes. I don't know when the final issue is going to be, but yes, kids, we have a announcement that Zeb Wells final arc has been announced in Amazing Spider-Man. So, yes, expect a party when it draws to its conclusion.
Talking champagne, balloons, confetti.
That's right.
I might even be on camera.
Oh my! Yeah, and I believe they mentioned Joe Kelly is going to be writing.
Interesting, and he has a big old epic little something.
Oh yes, and then it did.
Whoa.
Oh yes, and then it did. Yes, an announcement did get made today that him and a few other writers, because I don't think it's just him, the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man.
Interesting.
The 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, but it's going to be a 10-issue Amazing Spider-Man epic coming this fall.
Two issues of setup, baby.
Maybe.
Maybe we get a prologue and an epilogue. We haven't done those in a while.
Yes. But it says the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. It doesn't necessarily say the 8 Deaths of Peter Parker. So is it going to be like, here's Peter?
Lord knows there's more than 8 Spider people.
Yeah. Are we going to get, here's Peter's death. Here's Miles' death.
That actually would be kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know which actual Spider person sells them. It might be alternate universes or something like that, maybe.
Maybe. Who knows?
Timelines, whatever the hell. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it said this
Maybe
fall.
Maybe Franklin Richards is back to shenanigans again. Who knows?
Or we'll just see like some what
Craven's like, damn it!
or we see some what if stories or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
It looks interesting though.
mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I read something by Joe Kelly, so we'll see.
But yeah, it says this fall. So yeah, so we should be out from under Zeb's thumb by the fall, kids. So if you want to send in messages to read on that episode, yes, please. CapesandLunatics@gmail.com. All right. So we are recording this on new Comic Book Wednesday. Did you get a chance to read anything today?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
That's what digital comics are for.
Oh, nice.
Because Mama was not going out the day before 4th of July. No way. I'll pick up my books on Friday. Thank you.
Oh my.
But yeah, we had a lot of spider stuff. Where you want to start?
Well.
I mean, we can start at the bottom of Venom 35 if you want.
Okay, that's fine.
I think to be mean, there's just like I like I'd say it's a tie for the bottom, but they were still pretty good stories. It's just that one story kind of stood out more than the other ones.
I mean,
but finally we get some Venom and Carnage. Like, shout out to Al for really fixing Venom, like figuring it out. And that Venom War storyline is pretty good.
It's coming, kids.
So we just gotta get rid of Dylan, and then we're back in business, baby.
Yep, and and then we see.
And I love the glimpse of the future for both of them. I liked it. This is like back to the Venom that I kind of know and love.
And the Venom symbiote going back to another familiar host.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting things happening.
Setting up Venom War, but oh god, that ending.
Well, I mean, how else were they really gonna?
That Cable-like figure.
You know, it's Al, so we'll see.
Yes.
Sometimes he can pull out a surprise or two.
Mm. But yeah, that's just I'm just sad because spoilers, kids. This symbiote goes back to Peter's closet. I'm just like, remember the last time that happened? That was before the marriage. Then we had this big long 20-year marriage, and now there's no marriage again.
Maybe that's a hint.
What?
Maybe we'll get the marriage back.
Oh, I thought Lilith was going to make a joke about that being the 8 deaths. Oh my.
I'm desperate for the hint of the marriage. I'll take anything I can get.
Oh god. What if the 8 deaths aren't Spider-Man deaths? What if they're like, the 8 most impactful deaths that happened to him? Because he has a bunch of deaths on his tab, like Uncle Ben. And
maybe we finally kill Aunt May?
Maybe.
Piece de resistance?
Maybe.
Yeah? Look, Aunt May's gotta go. Sorry. She's gotta go. She's so useless. I'm done with it.
Maybe we'll finally answer the question, who murdered Lance Bannon?
Do we care? That was a godsend.
Well, did you want to congratulate the person?
So sometimes heroes, not all heroes wear capes. Not all heroes need recognition.
I mean, if you really want to pat the hero on the back, Terry Kavanaugh wrote it. So.
Exactly. I don't know. It's something about some certain side characters in the Spider Universe that I'm just like, yeah, good.
And then there's some that just disappear forever, like Jill Stacy or Billy Walters.
Again, good. No explanation needed. Just GTFO. Thank you.
But then every 10 to 15 years, you have a Randy Robertson show. Randy Robertson shows up.
Randy! Yeah. Miles Morales, Spider-Man 22, still chugging along.
Yeah, but again, too,
Shout out to Cody.
It is a Blood Hunt tie-in.
Okay. I mean, it is, but it's like, okay.
But yeah, it's kind of like characters.
The art is so good, though. I love the art on this.
Art is great, yeah.
Gotten a lot better. They've really like grown into it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, most of the characters.
Hightail can go.
I know. But yeah, like you said, it is Blood Hunt, but it's like, yeah, he's a lot of characters that Cody's been playing with for.
Yeah.
And then of course, yes, this continues in Blood Hunt number 5.
Yeah, I really like how the construction of the panels kind of atypical for the flow of the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really cool what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Did we mention this too? Coming in August, Spider-Man Black Suit and Blood number 1.
I think we did kind of make mention, but it never hurts to re-mention it.
Yes, because it's J.M. DeMatteis for first name mention. Yeah.
I'm kind of afraid that Spider-Man's getting oversaturated, a la Batman, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, because again,
sorry, Ray.
The more variants you put out, yeah, that's
Batman, my favorite character.
Like, I just, I can tolerate like 2 main Peter Parker books, and that's enough. I'll allow it, but with Ultimate Spider-Man really being the only thing that I want to read on a consistent basis, I don't know if I'm like the minority or the majority of the fandom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited for what Joe Kelly's gonna bring and stuff, but like, is the damage already done? Do we have like, Spider-Man fatigue? Like, is he gonna fix it, or is he gonna put his own twist on it that, might drag on too long to try to fix the damage that's already been done, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I wonder if they're gonna keep with the same numbering. I mean, they didn't say anything about a reboot, so
I think it's implied these days.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because, like, honestly, like I said, Zeb his run really didn't do that well, so I would imagine that they would want to do another number 1. Unfortunately, like, I am so not down for another number 1 rewrite. Like,
yeah,
whatever. At this point, I feel like I totally get it if they want to do it, and I support them on that front.
Mm-hmm. I know Lilith didn't pick up Spider-Man Reign 2.
I did not. Can you tell me what happened?
I mean,
like Kari Andrews, but like I couldn't.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, Peter basically wakes up. He's been wired into this machine all over the Matrix, and where he was basically living with Mary Jane, but then he gets freed by. I don't think she's come out and said it, but I think she mentions her mother, so I think this is Felicia's daughter frees him.
Okay.
Yeah. But then there's a whole thing with the Kingpin and the this web that keeps this laser fence that basically surrounds New York. But then they're like, oh, so something happened on the outside, because all you can see is these bunch of dead bodies on the outside. And then spoilers, kids, at the end, Kingpin. Well, first Kingpin sends Peter and I think she's calling herself Kitty Cat, maybe back in time. So, but they don't say.
I feel like the other Spider-Man, right? It was like edgy Spider-Man for the sake of being edgy Spider-Man, and like it's kind of like edgy, grim, dark Superman. It doesn't work for me personally.
Yeah.
Except for, I will say, I did like when they were doing like, what was it, like last year we were reading that one story where it was kind of like spooky tales, but it wasn't like this. It was like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a nice take. He wasn't like in New York either. He was on the West Coast, and it was like a little bit of a different take than that. But I just feel like this is just edgy for the sake of being edgy, and it doesn't really, for me personally, bring anything into the Spider-Man lore that I care about.
Oh, and then spoilers.
So that's kind of why.
Yes, at the end, kids, Kingpin goes to a older Miles Morales.
Miles is a very difficult character for a lot of people to get.
Mm-hmm.
In the right hands, he's kind of brilliant. In the wrong hands, he's kind of boring and redundant. So, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I hope if you like it, good for you.
I'm giving it a chance.
All right, keep me up to date. Like I said, I like the writer, and I really love when the writer and the artist are the same, because I feel like A, it gets the book done quicker, and B, kind of just have a more cohesive engine.
Mm-hmm.
How many issues is that going to be? 4, 5?
I'd say it's probably going to be at least 4. I think. But let me see.
Can I ask you a quick question while you find that? What the heck is Annihilation 2099? What's going on with that? Are they finally wiping that damn 2099 universe out of existence?
No, I'm not sure. They must be just doing something with that 2099 line, because I see in an upcoming story, the last Nova Corps member is Wolverine.
Oh, they're trying real hard. Never mind. Not interested. Sorry I asked. Stupid me.
Yeah, that's. Well, they have this list, Spider-Man Reign 2 listed at least up till 3, but again, I don't know if that's just all that's been solicited so far. Or...
Yeah. Did it say on the cover? Sometimes it says on the cover.
No. Nope, just number 1. Just a big old number 1 on it.
Well, let's talk that annual.
Yeah, because again, we kind of did, was this last year we did this? Yeah, they were doing this thing with, yes, the Infinity Stones were like bonded to humans and stuff. That's how we got Star and stuff. And
it's giving they want to be Green Lanterns, and I'm going to leave it alone.
So yeah, we kind of do a time travel shenanigan thing with Spider-Man in this.
Yeah. And it's like spider senses versus time travel. I don't like it.
Yeah. And again, I was like, they're like, oh, this is the second part. I'm like, how did I miss the first part? Because I didn't realize, and I guess the first part was the Thanos annual. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was looking at the list. Okay, I guess there's like 9 annuals on this thing.
Yeah.
Guess what number 8 is? Part 8.
What?
A Spider-Boy annual.
No said, bud. No said.
I'm like, what dirt does Slot have on them?
I would imagine a lot. I'm gonna leave that alone though. If you know when Slot hit his prime and you figure out what was going on in Marvel at the time, I would say a lot.
Oh my. So
Weasel was way back in.
So we're getting
Plus he was selling better than Zeb. So
well, true. So yeah.
Yeah, this annual was so freaking weird. I was like,
yeah, and then we got stuff at the end with Nighthawk and a resurrected Coulson, which again somebody would have loved to have seen.
I know. I was like, babes, he's gone. Stop paying.
Coulson, Nighthawk.
I heard that they're trying to bring him back in the movies too, so maybe that's what that has to do with
Heroes Reborn Part 2.
Shut your filthy mouth!
Well, there was a newer version of it like a year or two ago, so.
No, I know.
It
wasn't any good either.
How dare you!
It's like, why go back? It's like when it's like Secret Wars 2. Like, why go back to the well? Stop! And I know he loved that too. So.
I know. Well, that's the other thing. Like I saw, sorry, Ray, but I saw an ad for. They're doing another long Halloween thing or something coming up here in a few months?
No freaking way.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's
David.
That's when you kill.
Is it sale? I figured he wouldn't want to do it.
I don't know if it's sale, but I know it's Jeff Loeb.
Oh, okay.
But did they say it was like a 10-issue thing or something? I saw an ad somewhere. It might have been in the store, but I'm just like, that's when they kill this stuff. When it's like, a lot of these.
It's like the Dark Knight. It's like, babes, stop.
A lot of these stories are good and special because they are one and done things.
Exactly.
They're meant to be.
They gave us those issues and they were beautiful. They were well done, well received. Stop trying to be the dead horse.
Exactly. Maybe if you're lucky, you get one sequel, but that's it.
Yeah.
And again, it's like, when was the original? I should say this for We Are Tonight, but it's almost 30 years ago.
Well, exactly. They're trying to tread on the nostalgia, but it's like you have to be careful. Like I said, with the Dark Knight, like the second one I tolerate, but the third one, and then they're still allegedly putting out a fourth one too. I'm just like, look, enough's enough.
Oh, jeez.
Stop hanging the nerds by their ankles, or they're gonna walk away on their own willingly.
Yeah.
You have to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Exactly.
And it's like DC's not even doing that bad, so I don't even know why they would try to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, technically, we have Dark Victory if you really want the sequel to Long Halloween. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We already have it.
I know.
You think maybe they're trying to tread on, like, didn't it take 2 of, like, the movies or something? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to trick people. I don't know.
What, Long Halloween?
Yeah, like when it came out on,
Well, yeah, when they did the animated, it was 2 parts, but...
Yeah, so maybe they're trying to trick people.
Well, they did that one shot, what was that, a few years ago, and it's just...
Didn't that flop?
I mean, literally, what was that, 97 or so? I'm like... When they said Long Halloween, I didn't think they meant literally.
DC's having a dark night of the soul over there. Like, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, that annual, stop dragging Spider-Man and the stuff he doesn't need.
Well, again, it's like he's the flagship character, so it's like whether it makes sense or not.
Whether
it
has to make sense. Let it at least make sense.
Yeah, and again, it's like whether it makes sense or not. Either Peter or Miles always has to be in an event.
I mean, Miles, I'm okay with because they literally aren't doing anything with him.
Yeah.
And like, shout out to thank God they got another Ghost Spider book going, and that's pretty. It's only 2 issues, but it's been pretty good so far. So.
Oh yeah.
Things are looking up for the Spider people, but like when they do stupid stuff like this, it's like because he is your flagship character, you need to be more careful with him. I feel like. And I feel like they don't understand that they're like character fatigue is a thing, and people, and it's a recession, and people, you know what I mean. Some people are completionists, and I don't know. It just feels predatory sometimes.
Yeah, I know, but again, it's just like it's Spider-Man. You know, he's like their Superman or Batman, the most recognizable character.
Yeah, but his stories haven't been that great lately.
Well, maybe we're gonna course correct this by the fall. Who knows?
Fingers crossed.
Talk about the long dark night.
Poor Ray. Sorry, we had to make you listen to that, Ray. I guess on that note, we can.
All right. So next time,
the homework.
Yes. Next time, like we said, yes, we'll talk more about how the Juggernaut gets out of that concrete in Marvel Team Up 150.
Oof.
And with, guest starring the X-Men, of course. And we'll also cover Spider-Man 84 from 1997. Around the time when the Shocker issues we
Some
did.
of the last good days. Because we go to Marvel like 2001 and like a couple years after that. It's rough.
Before the first reboot.
Exactly.
And then in 2 weeks, we'll cover Spider-Man 16 and X-Force number 4. That was a crossover.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
that's tolerable.
Just don't look at the feet, kids. All right. And, of course, yes.
Or the titties.
Wow! And then, of course, at the then it'll be the end of the month, and the boys will be back as we wrap up this Kane Scarlet Spider series from Scarlet Spider 24 and 25.
Capes International. Just go ahead.
Pretty much. All right. So, send us your thoughts. I put
Cue the visual device.
Whoa. That's how Lilith orders her adult entertainment. All right. So yes.
I think my server's bigger than most.
Probably. Hell. All right. So send us your thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merch. Get your new merch with all the new logos. You can also rain random money on us through the Cash App link as per Lilith Hellfire's demand.
Make it rain.
Again. Treat us like we're that girl dancing on the pool till the Juggernaut knocks the building down.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
So, and of course, there's always the Patreon where Lilith and I try to give you something different every month, uncensored, exclusive only to you. The Patreon Elite. So, find all that at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network, and there's that Patreon link too. Patreon.com/Capes and Lunatics.
More vicious and brutal than
Join the asylum.
That's right. All right, Lilith, where can people find you?
You can friend your favorite internet granny on Facebook, Insta, Threads, or TikTok. Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Either do the 6 or do the 9.
Whatever.
That was clever, Trevor,
Okay, here you go, Justin.
Is that a sentient tongue? Not a Venom podcast.
That's one of his favorite jobs.
Bigger is better. Coming out of the bush?
What?
To a point.
Yes.
Gotta make room.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Again, next week, Marvel Team Up 150 and Spider-Man 84 from 1997. At least some X-Men will show up in one of those issues. But until then, swing on back.
Flip it good, but don't get stuck in the concrete.
Whoa. Yes, concrete.